Boss, we're really struggling to get corners to work. We can't score from them. We need some input from you. What do you think we should be doing? Okay, well, you're usually pretty good at these in FM21. Have you tried far post? Yeah, far post is pretty ineffective, really. Okay, what about surrounding the keeper? That could maybe work. The keeper can just jump higher than us with his hands and he catches the ball. Okay, stand on the edge of the area and then when the kick taker takes the kick, all run at the same time and try and head it. That could work, but we don't know where to run because we can't actually have instructions to say exactly where to run. You could try the line, the conga line that Lincoln City did a few years ago, where you will stand in a line in the area and then disperse. That is more realistic for Football Manager, I suppose, but it's not worked for us. All try and bicycle kick the ball in unison. You know, that causes confusion. That might work. None of us have got a player trait for overhead kicks, so we can't do it. Okay, there's one last thing you could try. It worked in FM21, but surely it's not going to work in FM22, but try near post corner. So FM22 may still be in the beta phase, but I think I've actually cracked the code when it comes to corner tactics already this year. Don't believe me? Want some proof? Alright, I'll give it to you. Just completed a season with Brentford here on the YouTube channel and we came 9th. Pretty decent, respectable stuff. 58 goals in the league, not too bad. Goals from corners though, 18 of them. 18 goals from corners this season, first in the Premier League out of everyone. Oh, but one save isn't enough. You need more proof. Alright then, I can give you more proof. 15 games into the season on my stream save with RZ. I stream on Twitch, so link down in the description if you want to watch that one. But 15 games in, we've scored 42 goals so far this season. Pretty decent. 13 of them so far have come from corners in 15 games. 13 in 15. It's not bad. Oh, but you want more proof? Right, I can give you more proof. Did a save offline with Lincoln City, well I'm still doing it, but I finished season 1 with Lincoln City. We came 2nd. It was pretty decent to be fair. We did a good season. We scored 100 goals. We scored quite a lot. About halfway through this season, I built this corner tactic that I'm talking about, and before that I think we'd scored like maybe 1 or 2 goals from corners. At the end of the season, 13 goals from corners, which I think is pretty decent because Lincoln's team is pretty small. The point is, I think this tactic's quite good. And actually, you don't need massively tall players as well. We only had a couple at Lincoln City. Lewis Monts was 6'3", Adelakan is 6'3", but he didn't really play that many games. Adam Jackson didn't play many games. He's 6'2". We actually played, whereas TJ Overmore, who's only 6 foot, right? So we weren't actually having big monsters in the air, but we still managed to dominate the corner stats. So what you can see is that corners work extremely well in this current build of FM22, and hopefully it's going to continue for a while because these corners are getting me loads of goals. You've read the title, you've seen the thumbnail, you know what it is. It's near post corners. They're still really effective. Before we get into the tactic though, there's one thing that I really need you guys to do for me, if you could be so kind. I need your help. Just smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, and leave a comment down below for the YouTube algorithm. If you can do that, we're best friends. Unless of course you don't want to be best friends, that's fine. I can deal with rejection. I'm totally cool with it. Totally cool with it. Totally cool with it. So to show you this corner tactic then, I think we'll use the RZ save because that's where it's been most effective for me. And interestingly actually, the RZ save is probably the team with the smallest players on average. We do have a couple of tall players in there, but we'll talk about that later on. But I am doing this RZ save live on Twitch, so if you want to get involved with that one, there's a link down in the description to follow me on Twitch. Also, all the other social medias are down there as well, so feel free to take your pick and follow me on your favourites. So there are some tall players in this RZ team, but in terms of actual players starting, we don't have many good players who are tall. Loads of players on the bench are over 6 foot, but they're on the bench for a reason. They're not very good at anything else. The key man for me though is this chap, Anel Ahmedhodzic, which I think I'm saying wrong. We bought him for £7 million from Malmo, £3 million up front and then 3.5 down the line, something like that. But either way, he's got 8 goals in 11 league appearances so far, most of them from corners. He's 6'5", as you can see. The next tallest player we have is our goalkeeper. He's not up for corners, so don't worry about him. We have Timo Letschert as well, who's 6'2", and Evangelos Pavlidis, who is 6'1". Everyone else in the starting team, 90% of the time, is 5'10" or smaller. So the point is, you don't need to have a massive team full of tall players. One would do. So this is the formation. This is the tactic that we've got, and this is how simple it actually is. All you need are 4 players in the area. The most important of these positions is the near post man. who's attacking the near post. You don't necessarily want to put your biggest person here. Now, we have Anel here because he is our biggest person, but also because he has got 15 jumping reach and 14 heading. Like, no one else can jump higher than him or win the ball in the air as well as him. If you have, I don't know, a 6'4" guy and a 6'2" guy, for example, and the 6'2" guy has got 20 jumping reach and 20 heading, you're going to want him there as opposed to your 6'4" guy who's got, I don't know, 15 jumping reach and 13 heading. Whoever you think is best in the air, pop them on this near post. They are the focal point of this attack. The primary role for them is to just attack the ball in the air. They're going to try and head it towards goal every single time. The next most important player is, of course, the guy who's lurking at the near post. This is the player who's trying to block defenders, trying to block the keeper a little bit as well, try and create that space for the guy at the near post to get the ball in the back of the net. However, quite often he will move away from that near post, and if the ball manages to go through this guy's head or past his head or something like that, he's there to try and mop it up just behind him. But for me, he's the second best player in the air, so it makes sense to have him there because he's probably the second next biggest danger threat. I think that sentence doesn't make sense, but I've said it now. You then want someone who's marking the keeper. The keeper obviously is the most dangerous person from a corner. They're the ones that have that advantage to jump in the air and use their hands to actually get the ball, pick it out from above people's heads. So you need someone to try and get in his way, try and block his vision, you know, actually physically get in his way as well to leave the guys at the near post free and open. For me, this isn't actually a very important person to be jumping around in the air. They're not going to score many goals from corners or really get involved in the goal scoring opportunity itself. So it doesn't actually need to be a very tall person. So for me, I've got Matthias Arezzo in there, my striker, who was signed for 1.2 million. He's a wonder kid. Pick him up if you can. But because he's a striker, it just kind of makes sense that he's going to be in and around the area. I want him in there just in case the ball does drop down. I want someone with good technique, good finishing, quick feet as well, to be able to put the ball in the back of the net if it does drop down for some reason. But the main thing is he just has to get in the keeper's way, so anyone can sort of do this role. Then we have a guy at the far post, attacking the far post, and he's our third best player in the air. And you might be thinking, Tom, this is a near post corner tactic. Why have you got someone at the far post? He is simply there, primarily, to just create some space. Any good defender is not going to leave a player completely open at the far post because that would just be stupid. So essentially having him there is just a way to get more of the opposition players away from the near post, and they have to go to the far post to cover this guy and mark him. That way, these guys have more space to try and win the ball in the air and score more goals. That's basically it. He is just there to try and create some space, and it works really well. But also, because he is quite good in the air, 6'1", he's got 14 jumping reach, 13 heading, he's actually pretty decent at winning that ball at the far post. If it does somehow go all the way through everyone for some reason, he actually has been there a couple of times to mop the ball up and either put it back across the goal or take a shot himself. So actually it does work out quite nicely. So hopefully if you use this tactic, you can use it pretty well in your saves. And what you can do as well is compare it to real life corner stats using the One Football app, the sponsors of today's video. It's the best football app out there to keep up to date with all the latest football news, scores and updates from around the world. But they have a big database of stats on there as well. So what you can do is compare your corner scoring goals to the goals scored by your team in real life as well, and see how well they utilise corners in the actual game in real life. You can download the app from the top line of the description for absolutely free, and it really helps me and the channel out. But before we wrap up today's video, there are a few little limitations about the set piece creator that I do want to just briefly mention when it comes to this tactic, particularly when you want to try and get more players at the far post to try and make more space for your players at the near post. You just can't do it. I think there could be so much more that could be done with this to make it even more effective. And like I say, just having people at that far post would be fantastic. And even the player instructions doesn't really help that much. You've got a lot of options here, and lurk at far post is, well, sticking right on the post. There's no lurk far post, which doesn't really make sense, does it? But I want my players to be in and around this area. In a similar vein as well, I think this could be improved a lot by being able to just move players where you want and tell them where to run as well. They've all got preset instructions on, like the attack the near post. They've got this line here. What I would love to see in future FMs is just being able to put players anywhere you want to put them, as opposed to locking them into a certain area. Because then you could do an awful lot more. You then, literally like the introduction said, you probably could just get a line of players and tell them to try and bicycle kick it every single time. Or you could put players in a line to try and cause some confusion and tell them to run in random directions. Obviously right now you can see arrows on here to tell players where to run, but they're programmed into the game. I can't control these arrows just because he's attacking the far post, it means he runs towards the far post. I can't tell him to run away, for example, to try and get a ball out here or something. So currently, within the limitations of the game, I think this could be made more effective, but right now, this is the best that I've got it. And of course, I will be putting this on the Steam Workshop for you to download as well, so I'll put a link in the description if you want to download it. So thank you very much for watching today's episode. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. And of course, if you do use this formation and you have some success with it, let me know down in the comment section below. So until next time, have a wonderful day, and I will see you soon. Goodbye.